Been wanting to learn about different careers? Or just need that nudge to pursue your passion projects? Here at Project Offbeat Careers Podcast, we talk to guests with unique careers outside the usual corporate shtick. Listen to historians, gamers, teachers, and cosplayers. See how they've succeeded and how you can apply their learnings to your workplace. Catch us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. And get ready to take the off-beaten path with us.
Hey everyone, this is Mo Twister, and you're listening to the Kingdom Podcast with the voice DJ Yuki.
That was the OG, Mo Twister, promoting this podcast. If you like Korean pop culture, or know someone who does, then get into it, and visit our Facebook, Twitter and Instagram pages at the Kingdom Pod PH.
We're proud to tell you that this is one of the premier shows to go to for your weekly dose of K-pop. So drop everything, and listen to the Kingdom Podcast. Available in all your podcast streaming platforms. Join us!
The views, takes and opinions expressed on this show are of the host's own and do not represent the views, takes and opinions of the Bunk Collective and its affiliates. Material and sources mentioned in this episode is for general and commentary purposes only. This episode might include strong language and may not be suitable for children. Listener discretion is advised. Stay safe and stay wrestle everyone. Welcome to the main event, Mark.
Iyon. So welcome to the official wrestling podcast of the Bunk Collective. This is the main event Mark podcast. Ayan. So as I am recording this episode, katatapos lang ng SmackDown sa Lyon. Lyon, France. So I'm not going to talk about that on today's episode. So pag-usapan na lang natin yon sa ating live. Kung napakinggan nyo na yung live episode ng show na to, episode 215, it's on your favorite podcast platforms. Ilalagay ko na lang siya dito sa description ng episode na to para may guide kayo on what's happening. Habang kayo ay tulog, maraming ganap si WWE na in-announce during SmackDown. We will focus on that sa ating live episode na lang. So if you want to know about it, you can join and you can check out the live episode of the main event Mark podcast. It's 214. I-release ko to ng Monday, so I hope everything will be released by then. And every detail will be released as soon as the live goes on air. Ayan. So marami tayong madidiscuss during the live. Ayan. So, itong episode na to, it's medyo mas mahabang explanations lang on what's going on in the WWE, WTNA lang. Para medyo magkaroon lang tayo ng audio-only episode for this week. Kasi ito na yung plano going forward with the main event Mark. I hope we can fix this as the show is going forward with this format. Again, I'm really sorry guys that medyo nag-adjust pa ako with this new format that we are adapting on this show. So going forward, every Saturday 10:15 or 10:30 a.m. before SmackDown, we're going to have a recorded episode of the podcast, which will be televised as well on Facebook and also on YouTube. And then later, same day, we are going to upload the footage or the video or the audio of that episode on your favorite podcast platforms. So, yun ang gagawin nating scheduling for the meantime habang kinakapa ko pa yung perfection ng formula na yun. I know di siya perfect para sa akin kasi may ginagawa rin ako, may mga commitment din ako sa buhay. Pero yun, sigurado mayroon tayong gantong fixed na setup going forward with the show. So also, next week's episode sa live, pag-usapan din natin yung MWF kasaysayan. Isama na natin yun sa episode natin na parating sa live. Susubukan natin bigyan ng review yung MWF kasaysayan kasi mas maganda siya pag-usapan doon sa live na episode kaysa dito. Pero audio only natin next week, it will be a Backlash review. So basically, pag-uusapan natin doon yung mga nangyari sa Backlash PLE. And I cannot wait to share you with guys the news. And also yung next week din, magkakaroon din tayo ng Ask Angelo Anything sa Facebook and YouTube ng MEM. Ayan, maraming ganap sa show. 2 weeks from now, malapit na rin yung anniversary ng show and also malapit na rin yung dekada. Yun, pumunta tayo ng dekada sa Sunday, May 26. Ayan, May 26 po ang dekada. So, yun lang naman ang ating mapag-uusapan sa ngayon. Related sa show, pag-usapan na muna natin yung fallout ng Raw draft. Itong draft pala. Kasi, most likely, kakain ng malaking oras yung mga ganap sa SmackDown today sa France. At pag-usapan na lang natin yun sa live. Ayun. So, tong episode na to, of course, ito yung draft. Continuity siya ng draft. Ito, pag-usapan muna natin ng konti yung mga opinion ko about the draft. No? So, ito na ang roster ng WWE going forward, starting with the Raw episode after Backlash France. So, it will composed of Damian Priest, Becky Lynch, Awesome Truth, Sami Zayn, Imperium, Damage Control, CM Punk, Braun Strowman, LWO, kasama si Carlito, Drew McIntyre, The Judgment Day, all of them, kasama si Damian Priest, syempre, Ilya Dragunov, The New Day, Lyra Valkyria, Final Testament, Big Bronson Reed, Jey Uso, Seth Rollins, Braun Breaker, Liv Morgan, Ricochet, spoiler, the new Speed Champion, may pag-usapan natin yung Speed Champion. Then, Sheamus, Alpha Academy, Kiana James, Alba Fire and Isla Dawn, Ivar, Shayna Baszler, Zoe Stark, the Creed Brothers, and Ivy Nile. They are being picked as stable. NCR, New Catch Republic, Dijak, Kaden Carter, and Katana Chance, Natalia, and Odyssey Jones. Tangin na buhay pa pala to. Over on SmackDown, Cody, Bayley, A-Town Down Under, Logan Paul. Pero Logan Paul was labeled as free agent. Ewan ko totoo ba yun, nakita ko. He was labeled as free agent. So, pag-usapan natin later on yung mga free agency. So, Jade Cargill, KO, The Pride, Tiffany Stratton, Legado, Nakamura, Naomi, Chelsea Green and Piper Niven, Pretty Deadly, Candice LeRae, and Indy Hartwell, DIY, Blair Davenport, Bianca Belair, Carmelo Hayes, Randy Orton, Nia Jax, LA Knight, The Bloodline minus Roman Reigns. Pag-usapan natin mamaya sa live na lang yung mga nangyari sa SmackDown. Regarding on this, medyo may connecting na siya. AJ Styles, Andrade, Cedric Alexander and Ashante Adonis, Baron Corbin, DOC, Giovanni Vinci, Tegan Nox, and Apollo Crews. So, ito na yung roster going forward. To give you guys a simple explanation, medyo pansin nyo walang mga masyadong nabago, no? Sinabi ko sa live na medyo nadismaya ako kasi walang changes when it comes to the draft. Yeah, medyo dismayado ako doon. Even dismayado din ako today. But I really understand why we don't really have the changes. Number one, it's because of the current storylines that they have for WrestleMania. Fallout, at saka sa Backlash din. So it justifies the point why we don't really have changes when it comes to the roster. And then, naunawaan ko din why we are having this ample number of changes when it comes to the roster. Ang hindi ko lang magets, bakit hindi talaga eligible yung mga champion. They're very protected and I didn't like it. Medyo di ko siya nagustuhan in a scale. Yan, isa ko ng pwesto. Kasi I didn't like it talaga. Yung gets ko when it comes to the approach of easily providing the story, gets ko yun. Na makapagbigay sila ng story when it comes to the Backlash PLE, gets ko yun. But when it comes to the show continuity of the shows, yun hindi ko magets. Bakit hindi nagkaroon ng medyo madaming show changes? Pero yun nga, explain ko sa inyo kung bakit. Kasi Triple H and the rosters apparently are happy with the current roster. So, konti lang yun na bago. So, that was a explanation sent by Fightful. And also, yes, it was justified din naman by Triple H when it comes to this press cons o mga events. Justified naman na sobrang iba yung atmosphere ng Raw, ng SmackDown ngayon. And I think kung wala namang problema sa roster, ba't may kailangan ayusin? Diba? Ganun yung parang binigay ni Trips when it comes to that sa explanation on why we don't really have the changes on the roster. Yeah, I didn't like it, but it justifies the point why we don't really have these changes when it comes to the roster ng WWE. I get the point, but I hope there will be some trades coming after Backlash. Siguro para lang ma-fill yung gap at saka for the continuity na din ng mga trades, para masabi din na may trades talaga when it comes to this draft. Kung wala kasi parang andal, sabihin ko andal, and medyo anlabo din. Yan. So, but regardless, I'm really happy with the turnout natong draft. Medyo dismayado lang ako sa when it comes to the number of roster na trade from one brand to another. But yes, when it comes to NXT, I am really happy on the stars that was moved from NXT to Raw. Like sila Ilya Dragunov, sila Blair Davenport, Lyra Valkyria. I was expecting for Roxanne Perez, but yeah, it was explained very well that Lyra was a champion. So, mas eligible siya doon. Roxanne was a champion, pero I think Roxanne might move soon. As soon as possible. Possible din na mag-move siya. I can see that as a opportunity din. Then, ano pa ba? Si Kiana James, wow, I was expecting like sila Fallon, like JCU, I was expecting something like that. Pero Kiana James, really good job then when it comes to her role. Pero yeah, I was really surprised on Kiana James. Yun. So, yun, ang roster na move from NXT. Ilya Dragunov, syempre, very given na rin, excited ako for Ilya. I cannot wait to see more of Ilya soon when it comes to Raw. And sino pa ba yung mga na-move? What I don't really remember. Carmelo Hayes, given na rin. Given na din. Sobrang given. Yan. Continue tayo. So, Logan Paul returned on Raw and the fans didn't care about it. Yan, yun na masasabi ko. Siguro sa mga matches, di na natin masyado pag-uusapan yung mga matches sa Raw. Kasi fans didn't cared about it that much. Pero regardless, pansin ko, they are building Liv Morgan as the one who can beat Becky well. But yeah, I cannot wait to see more of Liv and Becky soon down the line. And wow, what a solid way to continue the feuds down the line. And ang ganda ng continuity eh. Diba? Yun. Isa pang highlight, CM Punk returned to Raw and he's continuing with his mind games on CM Punk. And wow, very solid. Sobrang kulit talaga ni CM Punk. Sinaset up na nila yung seeds for their possible fight. And yeah, I cannot wait to see this happen. Probably sa Clash at the Castle or SummerSlam down the road. But yeah, sobrang simple but it works. Sobrang continue talaga. Ang ganda ng continuity ng story na to. And I really love it. Sobrang nagugustuhan ko siya so far. Ayun, Liv Morgan versus Nia Jax was amazing. Very solid. Tas dinala pa si Nia sa Raw. Wow, very solid talaga. Ayun, so like, hindi ko na i-continue yung pag-talk sa mga draftees sa Raw. Pero sabihin ko na lang, napaka-solid ng roster ng WWE ngayon. Wala akong masabi. It's just, may nitpick lang ako when it comes to the champions na hindi nagpalitan. Medyo may nitpick ako dyan. I hope they can address that soon. And yeah, I cannot wait to see more of Raw after Backlash. And eventually, pag napunta na sa Netflix yung Raw, then pag nag-SmackDown na si USA, yun, madami kayong aabangan. Paniguran. Continue tayo. So, NXT Spring Breakin'. So, focus na muna tayo sa mga important parts ng show na to. So, we have Lola Vice versus Natalya. And wow, really, really legit. Alam nyo, sobrang gusto ko tong format na to ng dito. Gusto ko yung format ng NXT Underground. I really like it. Sobrang ganda din that someone like Lola Vice are the one who competed on the first woman NXT Underground match. For me, it's just memorable and may sense. Sobrang may sense siya if you're going to ask me. Especially with someone who has a MMA background. So it makes sense to me then that Shayna Baszler, someone who competed at Bloodsport, yun, sobrang plus one din yun para sa akin. Then, yun. It's more on a fight. Yes, understandable siya. Then, hindi siya masyadong focus on grappling. Medyo mas nag-focus siya sa goal na pin or submission or strikes. Yan. So, medyo na-focus siya. Maalay UFC. So, I really like the idea of NXT Underground. I hope they can bring more women to this type of matches. And yeah, marami tayong abangan dito down the line. For sure. Yan. So, sobrang ewan ko, para sa iba kasi, they didn't like it because it's more on a scripted MMA fight. Pero it makes sense on characters like Lola Vice. Kaya sobrang ang ganda niya sa akin. Hindi rin siya Hindi rin siya typical kay Natalia, especially with that, because they have different style of fighting. But when it comes to people fighting in a traditional bouts or something or shows like this na sobrang traditional yung bouts, hindi rin naman maganda lalaking traditional bouts. So for me, I can take this match as a Lola Vice build rather than a thing na medyo ano ba tawag dito? It's more on a build for Lullabies, and I'm here for it, and I cannot wait to see more of Lullabies down the line, and eventually for her becoming NXT Women's Champion. Yan, isa pa, si Lullabies on this, it's very serious for her. Na when it comes to these matches, it's very serious for her. Kasi MMA fighter siya before, so we know her background in MMA. Very good on this. Ang ganda ng role niya dito, Natalia. Nakasabay siya. I really love it too. Also, to add, Wesley is back on Raw NXT. Yeah, sayang. Yes, but Wesley is back. And wow. Holy man, very solid. Totoo lang. But yeah, I can justify this return because the show was pero yan, recap na lang natin yung nangyari. Okay. So, I really love Lullabies versus Natty, then Axiom and Fraser versus AOP. Very solid. Totoo lang. One of the matches of the night for me. Then, Sean Spears versus Ridge Holland. Ito na naman yung mga fans na sasabihin na naman nila, ay, buried na si Sean Spears. Ito yung feud na mananalo talaga si Sean and si Ridge Holland. So, it's kind of understandable for me that Ridge got the win on this match and also this feud. So, okay sa akin. Then, Ava announced that the NXT Women's North American Championship match is set for NXT Battleground in UFC Apex. So, yep, you're correct. The show will take place now on UFC Apex instead of the original supposedly venue for this show. And I cannot wait to see more of that. So, announced in Ava that there will be like a tournament for this match on who will be part of this ladder match. So, yeah, I cannot wait to see more of this down the line. Wala, hindi mo na ako magkasalita about it kasi marami tayong abangan dyan. Ayun, Tyson Dupont and Eric Wigwe. Sorry guys. Sobrang nabibwisit talaga ako sa dalawang to. No offense. Maganda yung build nila sa characters nila. Oo. Medyo justified sa akin yung characters nila. Tawagin ko na lang to si Dupont at saka si Igme. But yeah, I really love their characters. Pero tangina, bakit tinapat to sa Aussie? Sobrang off nito sa akin. I don't know if someone sobrang off nito. As in, like WWE is hyping these two idiots. Then it's very strange that they gave them a loss on their TV debut. Just disappointing. Then, Kenya, Thea Hale versus JC Jane. The match was fun for me. Pero ang story nito para sa akin was the ending. So Fallon Henley knocked out Thea Hill after of the match. And yeah, the rest is history for these two. Cannot wait to see more of that soon. And Thea Hill is someone na very, very bagay talaga mag-game face. So wala akong issue dyan. And Fallon, when it comes to Fallon, it's time to change her character without his guns before. So medyo iba yung vibe niya sa akin. But yeah, sana mag-click siya. Yan. Then, Oba Femi versus Ivar. Wow. Wow. What a match. What a match then. Especially. Then yun, Trick Williams made his appearance as champion. Was fun. And then Oba Femi face to face with Trick. Cannot wait to see more of that soon. Tapos, ito. Pero ewan ko I really love the Gigi Dolin and Ariana Grande promo earlier. I really like it. That was a weird video, but it works. It works on the current story that they have on one another. So para sa akin, nagwo-work siya as a continuity for their story. And also used it as a opener presentation for Spring Breakin'. So medyo integrated siya. It works. Ayun nga, Wesley returned after of the match between Ivar tsaka ni Oba Femi. Yeah. That was a fun match too. And yeah, yun lang. Yun lang sa akin. Then ito, Dynamite. Dynamite. Ayun. So, rescheduled na naman yung Rampage kasi playoffs na naman. So, yeah. Ito na, highlight natin. So, di natin pag-uusapan yung buong card. So, Christian Cage just became the EBP approved number 1 contender for the AEW World Championship. And to give my thoughts first, ang ganda ng presentation ng opener ng show na to. I wish this will be a running thing going forward until someone is actually punching Young Bucks and Jack Perry in the face down the line. And it's not Kenny. Ayun. So, pero ang ganda ng presentation when it comes to this story so far. Then, Swerve Strickland, yun nga, sinabi na kung sino yung mga kalaban niya. And it's Christian Cage. So actually, Young Bucks was the one who picked the stipulation. And then, wala sila sinabing kahit ano. But, yeah. Ang explanation ng nila dito was the history nung nag-team up sila versus Sting and Darby. Pero yun, sinabi lang ni Christian na we cannot wait to see more of this. And ang weird din sa akin that after losing the belt to Adam Copeland is getting a title shot. I understand the ongoing storyline with the Elite, but it's still stupid as fuck. AW, very AW. Wow. Wow. Wait lang. So, Adam Copeland versus Buddy Matthews. Okay. Pasensya na guys, umuwi ng mga tubig. But, this match, for me, was amazing. And it's very obvious then that they are building up Malachi Black versus Adam Copeland at some point. And there are something na They're just something going on. They're setting this up. Basta parang inaabangan ko paano ba ma-fold yung story nila House of Black tsaka ni Adam Copeland. And then now, hindi ko gets guys, bakit nga ba ang AEW officials hindi na sila nagka-count out? Wala nang count out at all, ano? Wala nang count out. Mga bobo na referee ng AEW. I don't know why. It's just yan. So, bano na yung mga referee talaga ng AEW. So, it's nothing new on that. So, yeah. Then, ito. So, Chris Jericho versus Katsuyori Shibata. Sorry, Shibata. I love you, bro. But Jericho stinks. Get the fuck out, Jericho. Yan. So, Brian Cage versus Claudio Castagnoli. Para sa akin, sobrang sobrang fun. Not the match that I wanted, but yeah, that was a really good match for me. Hindi ko masyado bibigyan ng thought to. So then, we have Mariah May versus Serena Deeb. Serena Deeb was announced that she will be the number 1 contender for the women's title at Double or Nothing, which is it invalidates the point of the rankings again. So I'm glad AEW is dropping that rankings. I hope they can follow the right direction when it comes to it. And wag na ibalik yung rankings for the Christ's sake. Pucha. We don't need the rankings at all. We don't need that rankings. Yan. Then, ano pa ba? So yun nga, Kenny Omega returned in the ring for the first time. So obviously he will be the third guy who is going to take over the show habang wala si Tony Khan. And to give a context, alam naman yung nangyari kay TK, no? Hindi ko natatanungin yan. Na nagsisell pa siya ng injury during the NFL draft. And now, Omega is back. He confronted Okada then and explained niya rin yung nangyari sa kanya na munti ka na siyang mamatay because of his tuberculosis. Then, they are basically building up the possible next thing for the PPV, Double or Nothing. And then eventually, yung isa pang show nila which is All in London. Then, parang nagbigay na din ng babala si Omega. Si Omega na give him a few months. They're going to settle this in AEW ring. So, it's good. Then, Chuck Perry obviously attacked Omega from behind. And yeah, the beatdown continues. So, ano pa ba? So, di ko na pag-usapan yung buong Rampage. I-highlight na lang natin yung Willow versus Sky Blue. Wow, another street fight, another banger for me. I really love Willow and Sky Blue. I think they are I think those two really works really well when it comes to this type of matches. Sila yung tipo na sila yung tipo na they are willing to take spots and it's very solid. Parehas sila nag-shine in 2024. Parang it's very solid kasi napaka ganda ng direction ng feud nila. wag na po sana isama si Mercedes. De joke lang. Ma-offend ko na naman yung mga Mercedes Monet fans. Ayun. Then, in fairness ang ganda nitong match na to kumpara last week sa mga matches ng Dynamite. But, yeah, that was fun. That was really fun for me. And I cannot wait to see more of this. Lalo na next week, back-to-back na naman. Yung mga shows. And I'm glad there's no TK show this weekend. So, yeah. So, eto na. Tapos na tayo sa show na to this week. So, basically, yung Disney Plus talk, I'm going to save it on live podcast natin. So, tune in on that. Sumama na lang kayo bukas sa ating live podcast if you want to hear me doing the rants for the live sa Disney Plus. So, yun lang muna ang sa akin. So, today on the podcast, thank you very much for listening on the main event mark. Again, please support our friends from MWF. Kasaysayan is now airing on Rock of Manila as we speak. And then yung Republika May 12 sa UP, Bahay ng Alumni. Papalabas din yun sa Rock of Manila. Then DexCon Dekada, May 26. Zack Sabre Jr. is coming to DexCon Dekada. It was announced last week by Matchmaker Linus, and more details will be released during MWF Republika. So, yeah. Yun, please follow and support the podcast on your favorite podcast platforms. I hope you can rate this podcast 5 stars, 6 in Tokyo Dome. And then, ayan, please follow the pod on all of the social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, X, TikTok, and yung ating YouTube channel at MEM Wrestling Pod. I hope you can follow me too on social media at AG Benera on X and Instagram. For now, follow as well Bong Collective on all of the social media platforms of the Bong PH. And that will be it for now. Again, thank you very much for always tuning in to our live podcasts and also to our live broadcast today on the main event mark. Again, my name is Angelo Benera from the main event mark. Stay safe and stay wrestle. I hope you guys are fine. See you on the next episode. Goodbye for now.